We live? Yeah, we in the building. Yerp. In the building. Media Markets, October 26, 2025. We just got done with the What's the Line podcast offline as I'm still trying to get all of this stuff together going forward. But I'm here with my guy Mike Curry, and I said 11. I'm not waiting until 11:30 tonight. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm gonna join and come right back. I'm gonna leave
All
and
right,
come
bet.
right back.
I said I'm not waiting until 11:30 tonight after the game, y'all. I gotta go now because I'll need some rest. Work today. NFL, we got some wins today, so shout out to that. Me and my guy Mike Curry from Rome. Shout out Prop God Paris. We definitely was in the winning column today as it still goes on. But yeah, I didn't want to wait till 11:30 tonight. I want to kind of get it right into it. And this probably won't be too long, about seven minutes, I would assume. As we talk, well, it's not. That's not too much to talk about the NFL. We just talked about. Let's talk about the blowouts in the NFL, though, Mike, real quick. You touched on it. We just a minute ago offline. I mean,
Yeah.
today it wasn't very entertaining football, was it?
No, it wasn't. It was some like even like the shorter spreads didn't have like good games. Like the Texans, that was one of the shorter ones. That game it wasn't as close as the score indicated. The Cowboys, they were catching 3.5 points. That game was never close. The game was close in like the first quarter or so, maybe first quarter, half the second quarter, and the Broncos just kind of blew them out of the water. Um, but it just wasn't good football all around today. It wasn't.
Yeah, we only touched on one game in the NFL on our podcast today, and that was the Jets and the Bengals. That because everything else is pretty much a blowout. I mean, these are double digit L's for all the teams around the league except one game, Jets and Bengals. And the Jets do win 39-38. Justin Fields redemption game, if you will. But he spoke about just dealing with the fact that he hadn't been playing well and he was breaking down. I think somewhere in his home and actual tears came from his eyes, and I do like to see how he prevailed through that. Justin Fields did, but the Bengals, what a choke job, Mike. What did it? I mean, how did they get better from that? How do you move on from that?
I don't know honestly. I don't know because I feel like losing to the Jets is like the lowest of the low. This was a winless team. Um, and I mean, kudos to them because I mean, kudos to them for being professionals and still playing to win because there's been a lot that has come out. The owner's been talking.
Yeah.
Justin Fields got benched last week for Tyrod, and if Tyrod was healthy, I think he would have went. I think he would have been the starter today. But I don't know where the Bengals go, man. You get that big win in division last week against the Steelers. And then I believe, if they won today, you would have beat another AFC opponent and you would have had your chance to like really make that push in the wild card race. But I think it's gonna be tough for them. But I don't know who they play next week, but I mean, hypothetically they can bounce back, but losing to the Jets, that just has to put a bad taste into your mouth as a professional.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, it's a Bengals season. I mean, they're out there, they're scraping and trying to Joe Flacco's like a all in kind of like just keep us afloat. 1-2 in the Flacco era. We'll see how they do going forward. I mean, it's only week 8, but they can't lose too many more games. I mean, it's just short season, so we'll see how that goes, and we'll see if Joe Burrow returns. As it looks like the Steelers just scored a touchdown. We like that. But yes, so that's what happened around the NFL today. But we got some big news late. Brian Kelly, head coach of LSU Tigers, no more, no longer. He has been fired from the job. He is not. This team has not played well. Brian Kelly and LSU. What do you think about Brian Kelly overall, Mike? Because I don't. I think that. I think that he's not that great.
Yeah, I mean, I never really thought of him as like an elite coach. And then I feel like these days where, recruiting used to matter, it doesn't matter as much. Um, People gonna want to go like recruits are gonna want to go where they're getting paid, bro. And I mean, and if they want to go to LSU, they will go to LSU just because they might have been a fan or LSU's paying them. But it's just like I never thought of Brian Kelly's like this elite coach. Like no, but I will say it'll be interesting to see who they get in there to replace him. Like that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, they're already talking Nick Saban. You know they're
Yeah, they
you know
already
they're
talking
talking
Nick
Saban.
Saban because I feel like whoever they get in there has to have like some type of cachet, like some type of like, cause it's LSU, like you gotta do it big. Like I can't see them just getting like just a guy, man.
Yeah,
Like
no
they gotta nail this
Jags.
hire.
No Jags for LSU. Yeah, Brian Kelly. I haven't been impressed with him either. I mean, he's been at two schools that have had a ton of tradition behind them. When I think about a guy like, my coaches always they have to align with the spreads. Like if a coach is losing games but covering spreads, it's because his team needs to be better. Like you need to put the pieces around him, i.e., Antonio Pierce from a year and a
Mhm.
half to 2 years ago. I just felt. I mean, if he had a quarterback and a couple other pieces, I thought he would have been a little better on the win loss record. But you also talk about a guy like Dan Campbell, who I love, who covers spreads at a high rate, and he did that when he was losing, and he did that when he's winning. Brian Kelly is not one of those guys to me, especially when I think about
Yeah,
who is at Notre Dame now, the school that Brian Kelly was at, Marcus Freeman. And I just looked up his stats whenever I was with Rome. We were talking, and I was like, oh, this is a guy that covers. I like guys that cover. So I don't think Brian Kelly, and I don't know what's his well it's college football. I mean, he just got a $50 million buyout. I'm sure he can go to another smaller school and do numbers there. That's just kind of how the system works. But yeah, he's not that impressive. And
yeah,
I'm happy LSU is moving on because they're an exciting team. They're exciting. It's exciting when LSU is winning. From a non-college football watcher, really, like I'm not that big, but I like when LSU is winning and they're doing their thing. A lot of culture behind them. So yeah, we'll see where they go next. And speaking of culture, no, actually, let's go. Let's talk. We'll keep it sports. I got a lot of sports up here. Luka Doncic injury looks like he's going to be out for at least a week. I'm actually going to read the what was the Shams put out the day that he will be out at least a week. This is Luka Doncic I'm talking about. Luka Doncic is out for at least 1 week with a left finger sprain and lower left leg contusion. Not what you want to see, right? Mike is a Lakers fan.
no, absolutely not. We're already down LeBron James. Um, this is like the worst thing that could happen to us right now, especially when you're still trying to establish chemistry. Got a couple of new faces in there, such as DeAndre Ayton, Marcus Smart, Jake LaRavia, guys like that.
Mm.
Um, so now I think Austin Reeves earned this money last year when he was hooping. When like guys like LeBron were out and stuff like that. So I mean, I think he's gonna really, really earn his bread now. This will be another stretch where he'll really earn it. But I mean, I think he's gonna be a max player regardless. But this is the worst thing that could have happened to the Lakers in terms of injuries. Um, only thing I could like say is like I'd rather them happen now than later. But it's just still like nah, like what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like injuries is it's never good, man. It's never good.
Yeah, and at least it's not going to be out. I mean, it didn't say like a month, or it did say a week, which is probably about a few games. So you can kind of try to manage that. But chemistry is everything right now for all of these teams. Even my Orlando Magic right now. I mean, we lost the last two. And I think maybe it's more of the chemistry and the defensive chemistry. specifically in those second halves. So you try to get all of those things corrected and get them together early in the season, so they're not problems late in the season. But when your stars are hurt, LeBron now Luka, it's definitely tough uphill battle for Los Angeles Lakers, and we'll see what they got. But keeping it in Los Angeles, Mike, it's a sports field episode, man. World Series 1-1 right now. Well, are they playing right now?
Oh, my joint just broke up.
Cool. You hear me?
Hold on. Yeah, I can hear you, but like my joint, for whatever reason, I got you muffled. I don't. I think it's me though.
Gotcha. But yeah, I mean, I'm just talking about the Dodgers tied the series last night. After beating the Blue Jays 5-1, tied with the Blue Jays
I'm
one
joint
to
back.
one in the World Series, and yeah, I mean, it's listen. If the Dodgers lost last night, it was gonna be a problem, right? Like they was
Facts.
gonna, they might have been riding. It might have been 92 all over again if the Dodgers lost last night. But right now it's 1-1. Blue Jays came out won 11-4 in game one last night, 5-1. The Dodgers win. Los Angeles Dodgers tied up. But Mike, what do you think about this series? I mean, is Dodgers gonna take home another one? I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know. I don't know, but I think the Dodgers are gonna take home another one. They just got that DNA, man. Something about that championship DNA. Something about it. I think the Dodgers are going to end up taking another championship home this season. Mike, if you can hear me, I mean, just your thoughts on the World Series.
I can hear you now.
Hmm.
What were you saying?
Just your thoughts on the World Series right now.
Oh yeah, all right, I'm good now. I mean, first of all, I want to say shout out to the Blue Jays because they regardless of what happens the rest of the series, they've had one hell of a season. Um, I've been very impressed from what I've seen from Kevin Gausman. A lot of people, not really high on him. He's a guy I like. I like a lot of his stuff. Shane Bieber's also another pitcher I like. Dating back to his days with the Guardians. I know he had Tommy John surgery at the beginning of last year. I was devastated. Um,
Yeah,
but they've been good. Vlad Guerrero, um, just George Springer,
yeah,
having that championship experience. They got some guys, man, and they've been hitting very well. And overcoming adversity as well, especially in the last round against the Mariners. But I do expect the Dodgers to win. I mean, they just have, a stacked team. Also, a team that's been here before, trying to go for the back to back. Um, and I think the series is going to be interesting, because the Blue Jays smacked them around game one, and the Dodgers came back and won a close game, and Yoshi Yamamoto completed a complete game last night. So I'm expecting the rest of the series to be really good, highly competitive, but I do expect the Dodgers to win, just with the talent. But you know, I mean, the Blue Jays are here for a reason, so we could be in for a treat and in for a surprise, but. I think this has been a good series, man. It's the LA versus Toronto, man. Drake and Kendrick, they can't get away from each other.
yeah. That's definitely what they saying. They said once I saw that, I was like, all right. But yeah, I think the Dodgers. I expect them to win as well. I mean, championship DNA going for another one. They just did it last year. Those type of people. It's just the same thing as being down 0-1. They didn't budge. They're like, yo, we've done this. We've been champions. We're gonna tie this series. And when we get to the game three, we're gonna win those. So I think that. But I would love to see a shocker. I'm not a Dodgers fan. I love guys that are on the Dodgers,
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
not
they
a
got they
Dodgers fan.
they got a bunch of likable guys.
Yeah.
Mookie Betts, obviously black man, of course.
Yep.
You got Freddie Freeman, constant professional. They definitely have likable players for sure.
Yeah, so I'm and speaking segueing, I think it's the last thing we'll talk about because we already talked about the verses offline. I'll put those clips out there. But we're talking about, I mean, some of the players that the Dodgers have, and one of the players Otani, he's come up in some
Yeah.
some fishy stuff like in the past with some sports betting maybe or someone that's been close to him. All of that. We saw this sports betting news break just with Chauncey Billups getting arrested. That looks like that was a poker game outside of sports betting, but Terry Rozier, sports betting, illegal betting accusations on these guys. What are your overall thoughts, man? Because it's
Or
getting
just
crazy out
on
here
everything that's happened.
on everything that's happening. Just the betting, the sports betting, and these guys getting caught up with it.
Chauncey Billups kind of caught me by surprise. He's a guy that you just view as like a professional, a champion, and now an NBA coach. Terry Rozier, not gonna lie, I'm not really surprised. Wasn't surprised. Especially if you were betting on him last year and like previous years, something just looked kind of fishy. Like it just looked weird, bro. Like I don't know what it is. If you bet on him and he would like obviously like not get close to hitting his lines, like it was some weird stuff going on with him. Um Otani, I mean, I think he was, but I mean, he's one of he's baseball's biggest star.
Yeah,
So like, I mean, what can you really do? As far as a non-American guy, he's their biggest star. I say he's their biggest star overall, but and he plays for the biggest brand too. So I don't know. I don't really know, but it's been a while, man. And I'm curious to see if more stuff is gonna come out. Especially on the NBA side.
yeah. I have a weird sort of thoughts about it, right? I mean, I'm happy that it's coming to light, right? I'm someone who's been in sports betting for some time. I started the Ante Up Consulting that's really reflected around sports betting and kind of handicapping and getting ahead of the markets, stuff like that. And I'm also someone who works for an NBA team, so I can't bet on the NBA, right? And I don't even like really indulge in just the talking about it because it's like I don't have too much to get. And I'm not. I don't think the FBI will be knocking down my door, but it's just something that's like, yo, I have a responsibility. I signed something that says that I cannot bet on the NBA, so I won't do it. It's just that simple for me. But I think overall, though, I am happy to see it all come to light because this is something that was going to happen. The legalizing of sports betting, this was going to happen. You're going to have people that get approached, have the opportunity to make some side money, and even though it's not a lot of side money compared to what they make, Terry Rozier, I believe, is going to make 26 million this season, and people are talking about 200,000,
Mhm.
$500,000 bag or whatever in cash, all of that. That's obviously it's very small in comparison to what he's making for the year. But I mean, that doesn't surprise me. That's how America works. People can make 100,000 a year and still, be living check to check, or 250,000, however much, and still be living check to check because people, their lifestyles are different. So that didn't surprise me. But I am happy to see that we have certain integrity firms and people that will call these things out, right? Because if not, then everybody's going to get over. Then the game really is rigged. But with these, I'm thinking about a guy like Matty Holt, who was
Yeah.
a what is the guys behind the counter? Sports, whatever. He was behind the counter taking bets for these big companies, and now he works in an integrity firm that kind of calls out and keeps their eye on things like this, the Jonte Porters of the world, the Terry Roziers, anything fishy, and it should be brought to light. And you do want to
Uh-huh.
keep the integrity of these sports leagues, so I'm happy to see that it comes to light and we figure things out. The Chauncey Billups thing, though, I just feel like, yo, I don't know if these guys really know what they're getting into. Hey, I think they're getting approached like, hey, just show your face at this game. We want to promote it, or whatever, whatever. And then there are these guys that are telling these NBA, we're promoting it with Chauncey. Come play cards, with Chauncey Billups and other NBA guys. And these guys that are asking Chauncey Billups, they're cheating. They're cheating these people out their money. But I mean, I don't know. We'll see more as more comes to light. But the sports betting aspect, I did expect to see it. I expected to see this from the first time I heard that sports betting was going to be legalized across the states. I expected to see things like this, and you're happy that I'm happy that it's coming to light, and it's not just something that's being brushed under the rug, and you hear about it 4 years later. Like, no, that's not right. Especially as a sports bettor and anybody that keeps up with sports. So I think that's my opinion on it. We're going to see more. Might not be nothing crazy, especially with the college athletes and stuff. You're going to see more of this, and it's going to happen. People are human. People are going to make mistakes. They're going to do dumb things. People are going to do, and you got to pay the consequences for them. But yeah, Chauncey, that did surprise me, man. They say Gilbert snitching. I'm like, all right. Gilbert seems like he'll tell. He'll definitely scratch you out when they put the light on him and they put the seems like he'll dime you out. But yeah, I think that's it for us, man. Media Markets, October 26, 2025. My guy Mike Curry with me. We got a lot of good content. I know if you're watching, we got a few people watching right now. Versus, we already talked about it. I got the content, about to put it out. Let's get it popping because it was a very good versus last night. Cash money, no limit. And yeah, appreciate you, Mike. I'm glad I got out of here early tonight because I don't want to be up all till 2 a.m. again today. So,
yes, sir.
All right, see you guys soon. Appreciate y'all for listening. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. And I'll be back tomorrow. Only one NFL football game, so I like that. All right, see you guys soon. Cheers.